Previously on Unfiltered Heart Talks.
I don't think that a dinner date would be the best place for a first date. I prefer my first date to be something simpler, something fun. Some women take it as a practice to just go have dinner with different men in expensive restaurants, and they know from the get-go that they are not interested in these men. People are just not genuine. Have you ever been on a date now?
Caribbean women or women that are not from this culture are having a tough time dating men that are from
This culture. Everything that you would not do in your culture as a Christian person, you find that people do it here in their culture.
It almost seems like if somebody has some form of tenacity and some form of deeper mindset, is not shallow, then they have to have some roots elsewhere.
Yeah. The women outside are having problems with the men here.
They should just stay together.
Maybe they should just stay together.
Oh my God.
You know, let me tell you some of the challenges that I've had. Women think that if a man is emotional, in the sense that
Some women do.
some women think that if a man is emotional, and there's something that is considered too emotional. If you're complaining and ball over everything, then God have mercy, man. Like,
Yeah.
But sometimes I want to be able to come home and be sweet, soft, and mushy with my wife. And if I'm not able to do that with you, then what am I doing?
Yeah.
Because it's not a case like you're my homie. So every time I'm going to be hardcore and, you know, I go on my youth. Yeah, man. You know, so I go up on the road to the door youth and, you don't want to be that way with your woman.
Yeah.
You want to be able to come home to have that soft, sweet side of you, and you want to just unload that on her so that she can feel loved, feel the care, the warmth, and all of that. And then there are times when you might have a bad day and you just want to talk to your woman and have a conversation, and you want her to give you some words of affirmation, you know, encourage you, motivate you, words of wisdom, because face the fact, sometimes men think stupidly.
Yeah. Sometimes men are illogical.
You know,
Very logical.
and we need a voice of reason to set us back on the right path.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to be able to ensure that the person that you're going to be with is someone who has those qualities, you know, possess those qualities. So of course, if you're going to be dating a woman as a man, then you want to ensure that she has these qualities and she's someone who you can make your potential wife.
Yeah.
I dealt with a situation where I was seen as being manipulative because, and this is why I tell you about the feminism mindset. Sometimes you have people who just buy into this thing. You have a lot of women who buy into this thing and they just throw words around.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily not really understand
the
it.
meaning of everything.
And this is how I was a manipulator, because I had boundaries for myself as a man. I had standards and I have principles. And there are certain things that I don't like my woman wearing. I should not be telling my woman what to wear. But if you come to me within something and ask for my opinion and it's provocative, I'm going to tell you that it's provocative and I don't like it. If you can't respect me, then, you know, it's going to be a split. And a lot of women in West will say, oh, he's insecure, and it's not about insecurity.
So what of the man where does the man stand that has no problem with his woman dressing provocatively?
Let me tell you, it is an insecure man who sits at home and allows his woman to dress and wear and act provocatively, especially outside of his absence. Only place she should be provocative is in his presence, you know. But if a woman thinks that it makes the man that you are dating more secure, it's not. It's not so.
Repeat that.
It is an insecure man who sits at home and allows his woman to wear and do anything provocatively outside of his presence. It is because I am secure within myself and I understand my principles and I know who I am, why I can look at my woman and say that is too provocative.
Or it's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate and I don't expect you to be wearing this.
But
you know?
Crazy.
So it's not about insecurity.
Yeah, a lot
it's
of
a secure.
a
lot of women view it as insecurity. But what you have is a weak-minded man, a man who is so insecure within himself that he doesn't believe that he will be able to move on and find someone else who looks just as good as you. The secure man is saying, "Hey,
I value what you have, and I need you to value it too."
No, exactly. Yeah. But not only that, the secure man is saying within himself that, "Hey, I know who I am.
I'm not take no fool.
And I'm not going to sit down and take your crap. I'm going to move forward and I'm definitely going to find me someone who deserves
who values themselves as well.
Who values themselves and who deserves to have me as a man in their life. You know, so it's not about insecurity. It's a lack of security within a man who allows his woman to do anything. And the crazy thing is, I strongly believe, and I would put any amount of money on this, if a woman is with a man who allows her to do anything that she wants, I bet you it will come a point in time when she leaves. Women don't like men who they can walk over. So it's a contradiction within the argument. On the one end, they want a man who allows them to do what they want. Oh, let women be women, you know. But at the same time, if the man is shown to be too weak and allows,
just anything, he's a pushover.
He's a pushover, and a lot of women have said that to me. That in their last relationship, he allowed me to do anything that I wanted to do, and so, it was just different. Women want men who are strong-minded, who are confident within themselves, men who are men. Not men who act weak and feminine and act as though, oh my God, she's the best girl I've ever spoken to, so I'm just going to allow her to do whatever she wants. No, that's a weak-minded male, But those are some of the things that I dealt with in this culture, and that is why it was so difficult for me to find a genuine relationship.
Yes. Say when I got through, and after I went through all of that, I'm like, if it's not you, I don't want nobody else. Yeah. Because I understood your values.
Right.
I understood that you're very hardworking. You're very handsome. You're very dedicated, very disciplined. You have your head on your body. You don't just sound good. You are good at your core. And that's something I couldn't find here, A lot of guys look good. Right. A lot of girls look good, but they have no roots, no values.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
I'm so happy that I found you.
Of course, me too.
Again,
sometimes when I think about it, I could not see myself with anyone else but you. Talk about the cultural differences and the cultural barrier, mindset, it's just so crazy to me. And then I was in this place in my life where I was caught up in the whole mindset of the IG body.
Yes, sir. The truth comes out.
And what I realized is that I kept on attracting the same type of women. So you have men who, the challenge they have in relationships is that they keep finding the same women
expecting
or the
different
same
results.
woman in different persons.
Oh, insanity.
And you have women who complains about the high value, the quote unquote high value, because it's just crazy where money is what defines value. But you have women who they keep looking for the 6 feet, the 6-figure guys. They keep dating them, keep having the challenges, and they complain about
and
it.
They still go back at it.
Still go back, and they try to find the same type of guys in different persons.
You know what that is?
What is that?
Insanity. Insanity.
It's madness.
Madness.
But it's crazy. So you have the guys who they keep trying to find this IG body. If you keep looking for those materialistic things and those physical attributes, and you neglect the values, the intrinsic values, as you mentioned, then of course you're going to keep having challenges in relationship.
And you know, this problem can only be solved when people do introspection. When you look within yourself and see where you are, identify your issues, really get to the root of who you are. Who am I?
Right.
You know, I think we mentioned in one of our previous videos, or we were having a personal conversation about identity crisis. Nobody knows who they are, especially not in this culture. People don't know who they are. You know, and as soon as something comes around, we people just latch on to it. Like feminism comes around, oh, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Or Black Lives Matter comes around, I latch on to that. You know, like, no, sit with yourself. Figure out who you are. What are your values? Know your history. Sit and put pen to paper. Figure out who you are. And then relationships
come after.
There's no way you're going to try to figure out who somebody is and you don't know who you are.
That's balls.
Who are you?
You're spitting balls right there.
Why for that? No, sir.
Bars.
Enunciate, please, because I don't.
Bars. You're spitting bars.
All right. So yeah. So get to know who you are, because I think there has been a lot of things that have been going on behind the scenes in this country and in the West that contributes to the way people are. You know. And thank God for the few immigrants that come here and create that, you know, that dynamic to add some form of variety and some roots to the system. But yeah, figure out who you are.
And I have to say, big up to all of the real youth them were come foreign and them come here and them not get caught up in the fast life.
Oh no.
In the get rich quick mentality.
Schemes, yeah.
The schemes, they come, they stay focused.
I feel that though.
They your wife he come, but they forward here, and you know, they just keep their heads and their body.
Yes.
They stay focused, keep their heads above the water, and they just stay out of problems and troubles, and they just stay focused and work hard and try to grow and develop and become successful, you know. So really officer, shout out to the man them who really come and stay focused,
and to the women that come here and have not gotten entangled in the fast life and the fast fashion, and your head is still you know, level, and you are still you're aligned with your values and your roots. Do not allow the difference in culture to sway you. I'm telling you, a lot of times I look at my life and I'm like, wow, I am so glad that I have the roots that I have. I'm so happy that I'm Jamaican. And as I said, Jamaica is not paradise. It's not the most perfect place on planet Earth.
A lot of people view it as paradise,
but a lot of people do. But I'm telling you, the values that I've learned from my culture, no matter if I'm rich or I'm poor, I will always be grateful for that heritage. Always.
Yeah, that's true. There is a war happening between men and women.
Oh, yeah.
And
how's that going to be quenched?
Men and women have to realize, and as I said previously, that when it comes to relationships, we're not so much different. We all desire the same things. Men and women also need to realize that we're all full of crap. You know? Man cheat, woman cheat. Man give on, woman give on.
Like,
you know? So the challenges you find is not only with men, and the challenges you find is not only with women.
I will realize that
but if we continue to view it like that, if men continue, because I think that men have gotten to the place where they are so fed up with women, and as I've heard a lot of males saying that they don't like women, but they're just with them because of the benefits it comes with. That's sad. And women are saying that them hate men. And you have those who said that we don't need men, and it's just crazy, because I believe that together we can do better than apart, but we have to start realizing and start understanding that there's a war going on, and it's a war that has us so pinned against each other to the point where if we don't find a way to fix it, it's going to consume us.
Can you imagine a civil war between men and women? Just women on this side and all pink, and men on that side all blue, and with just pitchforks and everything. Can you just imagine?
To that. As I said, both parties are full of crap. We just need to realize that I'm full of crap, she's full of crap. So guess what? We're going to have to find a way to bridge the gap. I'm going to look within myself. I'm going to do some self-introspection, self-reflection, and look at what I need to change and try to bring
your best to the table.
My best to the table.
Yes.
And the woman is going, both parties just have to compromise. The woman will have to look at herself to say that, listen, she might find him, but he might not work 6 figures. He might work $60,000 a year. There has to be some compromise, and people have to realize that this men against women, it's nonsense, and it's only going to consume us all if we continue down this same path. And women need to realize that they have to be more realistic in what they desire from men.
And men
because we are not living in biblical days where wealth was being passed down through generation. This is a dog-eat-dog world. That's what we're living in, and men have a difficult time making it to the top, but strong men are fighting to get there. And men need to realize that the woman might not be an IG body, but she might have an IG body potential. You understand what I'm saying? Don't think about it now. The woman might not have all the curves in place at the moment, at the time, in the position.
Yes.
Right? But if you are got gym and you are so into fitness, she has the desire to go, but she's not there yet. But with your support, it might bring her closer to that goal. Compromise. That we have to compromise.
We just have to work together.
And work together.
Yeah, definitely.
And make it work.
Honestly.
The man might not have the 6 figures yet, but he might work towards it.
Yeah, definitely. So, and honestly, may I think about it, and I could have gone down that rabbit hole and joined the ranks of women who loathe men. Had I not had my experience with you, had I not seen the type of person my dad is today, had I not experienced good men and realized that what I'm seeing here within this culture is not the end all.
Right.
And I think we're going to have to do, I don't know if it's a part 2 or what, or just a video or a follow-up video to this, talking about just, I think there's more to it.
Yeah.
How did you escape being a part of the black pill How did you escape being a part of the red pill community? And how did I escape being a part of the pink pill community, if there's such a thing? And it may not have to be a long conversation, but how I escaped, going down the rabbit hole of being a part of the group of women who loathed men.
Right.
That's something, because there are a lot, babe. When I tell you, I went in researching. If I did not have the Lord on my side,
wow,
I wouldn't even be able to stand you right now.
Yeah. And I think that's what really makes the difference, because people need to understand God never intended relationships to be of such where he was excluded.
That's right.
What God expected and intended for humanity was that we would have a relationship with him as the foundation.
That's right.
And I always say this: the woman doesn't believe and love God more than how she loves you. There is no guarantee that she will not stray.
A problem.
And if the man doesn't love God and believe in God more than how he loves his woman, then it's a high possibility
He's gonna stray
that
too.
he's going to stray. Because I always say this to you also. If I ask you if you would ever cheat on me and you tell me no, is that to me is the first sign of doubt. Because I know that you are not capable within yourself to not cheat on me. You can make a choice not to put yourself in the position to cheat. That's a whole different story.
That's a big thing.
Right? And I can tell you that, listen, I cannot guarantee you that I will never cheat on you. What I can guarantee is that I will never put myself in the position to cheat. Because we are feeble human beings. And what keeps us is the power of the Almighty God.
That's true.
It is my belief and relationship with God that is going to keep me from falling. Not my love for you.
No.
Right? And it is that same belief that makes me want to walk on the straight and narrow. Right? So if I should only bank on the fact that I love my wife so I would never cheat, bam, I would have already failed. So we need a higher power. And that power is the Almighty God.
Yeah. And that's what the scripture says now. To him that is able to keep you from falling. It's he who keeps us from falling. And we are so happy that you all stayed with us this long for this video.
For this conversation.
For this conversation.
Which was 1 in a million. Right, well,
okay.
I try for rhyme.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for joining us on this conversation. Please join us in the comment section and share your experiences of what it was like for you dating within this culture. What are some things you have observed? We would love to know that. Share your comments and let's grow as a community together.
And remember, please share your thoughts. We want to be able to use some of those comments to even have a whole discussion.
Yes.
There are days when we're planning to go live, and hey, that's a place where you all can come and be a part of those conversations. Yeah. All right. Stay tuned, guys. Thank you for tuning in. See you on the next one on Unfiltered Heart Talks with the Dawkins.